So we're going to start with our medium band. Don't go too heavy too soon because we want to reinforce positive movement patterns. Place it just above the knees. Let's break down the steps. First one is we want to create tension, so let's push our feet apart. Make sure our toes are lined up with each other in a parallel position and not externally rotating, say facing the corners of the room. Next, you'll probably find that your butt is sticking out in anterior pelvic tilt. So we want to bring that in because our back is arched and our rib cage is flared out. So we're going to go into posterior pelvic tilt. So bring that hip, tuck it back in, and you'll find hips will now line up underneath our rib cage. You'll feel your glute max turn on. Also, your transverse abdominis will activate. Next, we're going to hold that brace and we're going to go into a quarter squat position, which will engage the glute max, those fibers at the top. Then we're going to target the glute medius by creating a slight balance and then a foot replacement, which means we're going to push, and where my left foot was, the right foot will now take over and push. Little balance, push. Little balance, push. And then we head back, stay in a tunnel, so don't bob up and down. Push, replace, push, push. So hip abduction weakness will force you to adapt poor movement strategies, which result with issues such as, lower back pain, hip and knee pain. So a common mistake is the knee collapses inward with each step. This is probably just a lack of awareness or weakness of the hip external rotators. Make sure the knee is in a straight line above the feet. The other thing you need to do is maintain tension with the band and don't allow it to fall off. And don't rush because you don't feel anything and you're creating poor movement patterns. Okay, so once we've mastered the medium band, let's move onto the heavy band. Here's what I prepared earlier. All right, first thing you'll notice is that it's going to be very small and very tight to get into. So resist the temptation of your knees caving in, like so. All right. Same concept again, we're going to tuck everything in, engage the core, bend the knees. And you want to move slow and deliberate, embrace the pain. Balance, push. So once you've mastered the heavy band, we move into different positions and you want to grab your medium band. Here's one I prepared earlier. Get rid of that. And so we started above the knees, which is the easy position. Then we go below the knees. Now that's mid-level. So it becomes a little bit harder to push and your steps become shorter and it's very hard to find that step and replacement, which means you just have to work harder to push it out.
In the first variation, the band is above the ankle. The placement change increases the load on the hip abductors because of the larger lever arm.
If you want to recruit more fibers to the glute max, you place the band underneath your feet, and now you're going to create little baby steps.
In the second variation, the band is in the middle of the foot. In addition to the power that adducts the legs, this placement of the band creates additional force that rotates the legs inwardly. Therefore, it activates the gluteus maximus even more, along with the other hip external rotators.
Push, push, push. Which is, even with a medium band, really difficult. And then we head the other way. Again, if you're finding your knees are collapsing, it's too heavy. Get a lighter band and really push and control the tempo. Oh my word, that was good.